March the 3rd here in PEI, Canada, and I feel like today would be a nice day to make a bench with maybe a planter attached. So the dog and I, we're going to take a look and see what we got. We're going here in the greenhouse and let's see what we got for boards. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this out of 2x4s. So let me figure out about what I want to make and we'll go from there. So I sort of came up with a plan, a little planter box of maybe about 20 inches square, 18 inches tall, and a bench that's probably about the length of one of these 2x4s, which is about 46, 47 inches long. So all together it's going to be about 6 feet long, 21 inches wide, and about 18, 19 inches tall. So if I'm figuring it correctly, I'm going to need about 18 or 19 of these boards, which we can cut into different lengths, and I'll need 2 long 2x4s that are about 6 feet. So let me grab my boards and then we'll get into the garage and go from there. Okay, so the cutting is done, or at least on the main planter and the seat parts. I've taken my 16 2x4s that were between 40 and 46 inches long and cut them to length. We got like 2 at 21, there's 4 at 20 and a half, and there's a couple at 20, a bunch at 18, and so on, right down to 10 inches. And in case anybody was wondering, out of the 16 2x4s, I have this small pile here. This is about a foot long, and they're just little scraps. So if you cut them right, there's not much waste. And again, this is pallet wood. So far, my cost of making this planter slash bench is 0. So I'm going to find a couple 6 foot long 2x4s, and then we'll start putting it together. I've taken 2 2x4s that are 62 inches long. I put one on this side. This will be the top. This will be the top over there. I've got 17-inch dividers in between, one at the end and basically 2 in the middle. This one here I've lowered a bit, so when I put the boards on top, it'll be nice and even there. So there will be 4 across when the time comes. Over here, I've taken 5 2x4s. I've gone in 1.5 inches there, 1.5 inches there, and then I started a 2x4 and so on. I did 5 coming down. These are all 18 inches. On the ends and the inside, it's 4 across. And again, I went in 1.5 inches on either side. This one here and the first one are 20 inches long, and those will become the actual legs, so they'll hold it off the ground 2 inches. So I've got it on the inside and I've got it over here on the outside, and so I've done that for front and back. I've nailed them together and glued them, so now it's become a box. And so I got to sand this in next. There will still be legs here. There'll still be a cross member here. I still got to do a trim board around here and a trim board on top. So we got a ways to go. So let me get this sanded, and then I'll show you once I get some of the bottom trim board and stuff done. So before I start putting the support in from the legs down to the planter, I thought I'd show you what I've done. I've added the 3 trim boards that go around the bottom. I still have one across here to do. This is on the inside of the planter, and what I'm going to do is to put the support board down here and fasten it right to this board. So that's why I'm waiting on this one. As you can see, there's the 2-inch legs that it'll be setting on, and up here on the bench part, I've added some legs, a cross member here where I'm going to add the support to, and then I've added some nails and screws and stuff like that. So I've got to cut out my support, and then I'll attach it to this board that goes onto the planter, and I'll get that fastened. And so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the boards for the seat, and when that's done, I'll show you what I've got. I've now got the bottom support and the actual bench seat part done, so I'll just quickly show you that. This is the bottom of the planter. This is the last trim board around the bottom, and I screwed in a couple screws there, so that's in solid. And then up here, Again, I put a couple screws in and I angled it at about a 45 degrees so that way any water would just slide down. This is the bottom of the bench, and I'll just lay the thing down. And so now we have the bench. These are 40-inch long boards. These are 3.5 wide. This one here I had to cut a 1/2 inch off. So this is only a 3-inch board. And that's partly to do with 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1.5, and that's 1.5, that's only 3. So that's why I have to make this one 3-inch wide. So my next step now will be to put a top trim on this to make it look good. By using a couple 2x4's, I put a trim board on top, so it's 1.5 inch thick by about 20 by 20. Sam here helped me. So now we got it all done. I gave it a quick sanding. I'm going to stain, and it's called Cabot 19,200 is the stain. It's a natural looking stain. I think the new number for it is Cabot 3000. And so we're going to do the bottom first, then the top. We'll do the inside. We'll do everything, of course. And when I'm all done, I'll come back and show you the finished product. So I'll be back before you know it. As you can see, the boards, when they're sanded, it's almost white. This is called natural, and it's almost a creamy color. But when it goes on, you see it'll go on creamy like this. But when it dries, it'll come out looking almost like the natural, like this here. So I'll show you when it's all finished. So hopefully, so far you've stayed and watched my video, and I'll be right back when it's dried up in about another day or so. Okay, we'll be right back. And now my bench / planter is finished. It's 19 inches tall to the bottom of the top of the seat here, 22 to the top of the trim. This is all 2x4's, everything here. It's about 21 inches wide, 62 inches long. The planter box will be great to put in either flowers or even a tomato. This is a perfect height, the 19 inches. It's been stained with the natural oil-based stain, and that turned out excellent. I've used screws and some nails too to hold it all together. The wood cost in this is $0, and I think the screws cost me about $7, and obviously I used some glue. All the nails came from pallets too. So I hope you like it. It's finished. When I started this video there was snow on the ground, and now mid-April there is no snow. Again, hopefully you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.